Are you ready?
Let's go! Pablo and Erik are unculturable! Time to start the show!
All right, we're in business.
We're back.
What's up, Pablo?
Chilling, man. Hot. I'm a little hot. I'm not gonna lie. I'm running a little hot right now. We walked into this room and it was like, what, 90 degrees?
The thermostat was at 90 degrees.
Yeah, it feels good now. Like now the cold waves of air are hitting my moist neck. And it feels pretty good. It feels good. It feels good now.
I don't know who said it's a 90. One, it's summertime. Two, it's already warm up here.
Yeah.
And 90 degrees is just a bit excessive. People do the most random things.
Yeah, I have friends, I'm not going to say any names, that love the heat. And I don't know, and I don't understand why.
Yes, I have a few friends. A lot of them are from tropical places, islands south of the equator. And yeah, they just love it.
And I don't know why. Like, it's, when I've gone to visit them, it's like 82 degrees in their house. Mm-hmm. Inside of their house. I'm like, get me the fuck out of this terrarium thing. You like fucking lizard people.
Yeah.
No, I can't do it.
Those are those people I do not visit. Yeah.
No, yeah, it's like, I remember, and I love them to death, but Lord, like, we would go visit them, and we would be dying. Like, Rosie and I are dying in the room. We're like sitting there fucking like basically naked in the bedroom going like, just give me the fan, right? I'm taking cold ass showers. Like, the only time I enjoy really cold showers is when I go visit them, and it's not a good look.
And the worst part is like when you go places where when you get out the shower, you immediately start to sweat. Like, you can't even, like, you're trying to dry off, but it's not even like you're drying off the shower water.
Bro, I get grumpy when I'm hot, man.
Oh, yeah.
Is that a you thing? Do you get grumpy when you're hot?
Oh no, like I spent 16 years in Florida. And Florida,
and it's like moist
only do you have the heat, but you have the humidity. And humidity makes me angry.
Yeah, dude. Like, there's not a lot of things in life that piss me off, but that is one of them.
Yeah.
Like you said, it's taking a cold shower, going out, drying yourself off, and you feel like either like, am I sweating or am I still wet? Mm-hmm. That feeling, it's no.
And I'm not opposed to sweating. Like, I work out, I do physical activities that require perspiration. Mm-hmm. Fine, but just standing, just walking to my car, I'm being outside, trying to have a peaceful conversation. That should not have me sweating. So very hot, humid places.
Yeah. But do you run hot, like, naturally?
Always.
Yeah, okay, me too. That's probably why. Me too. Uh-oh. You breastfeeding the mic again?
We starting already? We're gonna need some stronger mic stands, but no, we're fine.
So episode 1, you were breastfeeding the mic. Episode 2, you were like, it was like face level, right? So way too far on one end, way too high on the other end. Okay. And I was like, that seems to be right for you.
Episode 3 is gonna be perfect.
Yeah, episode 3 I think is gonna be good. This is gonna be a good one. And by the way, I'm noticing that you're rocking the sweater. I like that sweater.
You do know where I got it?
Of course, I made it.
Exactly.
It's nice.
No,
I forgot the colors were that nice.
It is nice. No, the cream on red is fire.
Cream on red, it looks premium.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, we'll have you do some of our merch too.
Yeah, we got to get some merch going.
We will.
We got to get some Unculturable. And we didn't even intro.
No. We're
just doing cold opens now.
This is the intro before the intro.
This is I love how unstructured we are, bro. But like, honestly, like, in a good way. I'm not even saying that like sarcastically.
Yeah, no, we can't do the intro if I'm still perspiring. You know, I gotta wait till we fully cool.
That's right.
No moistness on the neck, and then we can go in.
Okay, I'm cool with that. All right, so with that being said,
I'm ready. You ready?
I'm ready too.
Okay. You know what? I feel like I did the last 2 intros. I'm gonna be quiet.
Wait, what? You did? You did the last 2 intros?
I mean...
Oh, okay, I'm going to hit an Erik intro. This is Erik. I'm Pablo. Welcome back to Unculturable.
Episode 3.
Episode 3, baby. We're 3 deep in, man. I still can't believe it.
Yeah.
This is the 3rd week. You know what? I mean, I'm not saying that I wasn't expecting us to do this. I was. But it feels surreal to be doing it. I don't know if that makes any sense.
Well, it's one thing to say you're going to do something. It's another thing to say it knowing you're going to do it.
Yeah.
And then we're just not only like, are we doing it, but we're doing it at the cadence that we said we would.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we're delivering on that promise we made to ourselves.
And by the way, we're about this episode. So at this point, it should have already passed. But we're going to have an actual intro.
An actual intro.
Yeah. So making some edits on the ones that you on what I sent you last night. It looks good. Nice. It looks good. It's all animated and stuff. It looks good, man. I'm excited.
I like what they did with and you'll all see it, but I like what they did with the mics.
That's
how
right.
They come in. So
yeah, man, we're official. Every episode we're stepping one thing up.
Absolutely.
Right? Breastfeeding the mic covering the face, mic straight now. Right. Same thing with us. And you, as you can see, we're also in another location.
Yes, we are. Probably be 10 minutes before I even get to what I was going to say.
Okay.
But this past weekend, I don't know if you paid attention, but it was Evo.
And I've been following it, and I saw who won.
Yeah. So for you guys,
it was tense.
For many of you who don't know, like, because we haven't really been talking about gaming in some time, but like we're both gamers.
Yeah.
And Evo, the way I would describe that for somebody who's not familiar is it would be like the Super Bowl of fighting games.
Yep.
That's where you're going to have the top level of players from around the world come together to compete in various video games like Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter 6, Guilty Gear, Tekken 8. And so that passed just this last weekend, and they made an announcement that they're going to Nice. So pretty much the same spot where I was at for Sport Beach 2025, like they're going to France.
Really?
So they're pulling up in Cannes to bring Evo 2020, and actually it's going to happen in October.
This October?
This October.
What?
So we're going to need, we got to get monetized, bro. Because I need that to be a justifiable business expense.
For sure.
Where we're already in the black and we got the bread to go.
Yep.
And compete.
Yep.
And shoot some content.
That would be awesome, man. I think it would be, well, first of all, I need to get a hell of a lot better. But I have been practicing.
Okay.
But I've been laying low and silent.
Okay.
Right? 'Cause silent is deadly now. So I've been laying low. I've been practicing. I've been updating and adding new parts to my stick that makes it easier for me to do some shit, which has been nice.
Okay. And so our game of choice at the moment is Street Fighter 6. So I know you're a Smash Brothers.
I'm also a Smash Bros. Player, and I've already proved it once. Y'all know I was untouchable.
Yeah.
No, I know it's Smash. It's Smash.
No.
It's fine.
It's not a matter of it's Smash, but you were untouchable, and you were playing against people that don't play.
Well, I was thinking about, I was playing against people that thought they played. Right, because Harold thought he played.
Yeah.
Right, he was like,
yeah.
hey, well, I mean, I've played around some, right? Like, it's a whole different level. When you're competitive, it's a whole different level. That's what my boy couldn't touch me.
All right, well, Pablo, so when you pulled up to the office and you had that Ken sticker on your laptop, and I was like, oh, you play. And I told you, like, oh, yeah, I play Street Fighter 6.
Motherfucker, bro.
What was your initial
motherfucker,
thought?
dude. Like, honestly, because I'm like, all right, so at that point, I had not touched Street Fighter 5. Like, I didn't even have the game. Right? I had Street Fighter 4, and that's what I had been playing.
Yep.
Right? I was a Goken and a Gaio player and Blanca.
Yeah, I love Goken
right?
and Street Fighter 4.
I had that's the fight, and I was actually pretty good, but I was used to those mechanics. And then I didn't play for like 2.5 years or 3 years, right? And then I pull up, I'm all of a sudden in LA, and I join Opus. I meet this guy, right? I have a Ken sticker on my laptop. And then he goes like, you play? I'm like, yeah, I mean, I play a little bit. And I start bragging like, well, you know what, bro? I'm actually pretty good. And not knowing how good he was. And then like I remember, so I brought my homie Desmond, and I have a whole crew in Dallas that plays. And we have like Discord channels where we get together and we play online and stuff and we talk shit. and I made the mistake to invite Erik, right? He handled everybody, right? Desmond was the closest.
Yes, yeah.
Desmond was good.
It was my Ryu against his DJ.
That's right.
And yes, he was a formidable opponent.
Yeah, he was, but you still took him down. So I'm like, fuck, okay, I need to shut the fuck up next time and practice, do the work, come back silent, like pretend just pretend I have not been playing. But then when I come back, I'm just in the straight, just, raw dog somebody. Okay. So I've been doing that. Okay. And I fucked up already because I already said it. I should have just still kept it down in the low. But regardless, yes, I am a Street Fighter player. Now I'm playing SF6, and I'm really liking it. I just saw that they brought in Sagat.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm excited. I haven't played with him yet, but I'm excited.
I'm actually gonna dust off my stick this weekend.
Yeah.
So I haven't played since the new update. Like they released Elena, and she was the last character for season 2, that season pass. And then Sagat came in, and I'm gonna have to dust off the stick.
I've still been playing Terry. Terry is he's my guy. If I pull out Terry in Super Smash, you piss me off. In Smash, I can pretty much play with anyone. But if I'm playing with Ganondorf, I'm trying to fuck with you, and I'm just trying to Timberland, just throw a Timberland on your face, because all he does is just boot people. But yeah, in SF6, I've been really obviously I'm a Guile player and a Blanca player still, and they're still in the game, but I have been enjoying Terry a lot because I know all his moves, and I've played the other games he's
they really did him justice in this game,
He looks dope, man. I'm telling you, his moves are true, and to the character, they're consistent with how it's always been. The same moves actually still apply to Super Smash. So all the combos in Super Smash, you have to do the real combo, and they're more effective. Yeah. So I'm like, I know what shit connects ish, right? So yeah, I've been having fun with him, man. But now I'm gonna throw Sagat in there and see where I land.
Yeah, you're one of those charged character players.
I am.
We'll see how long you stick with him, but
I like charged characters because I feel like it's just who I am now. It's like Blanca is like you do a move, you're already holding back. As the move's happening, you're already charging up, right? You kind of have to be a little bit ahead, and it fucks up. It will fuck up your combo if you're not already holding back when you're doing some shit. But I love it. I'm telling Guile, bro. You know what? I used to be aggressive with Guile. I've been playing, not aggressive at all. I've been just taking my time. Sonic boom, sonic boom, sonic boom. Whoosh, go over the top, overhead.
That's how you have to play that character. You have to really wear down your opponent's patience, and then have them make stupid mistakes and capitalize.
He's
on
a counter player, right? But I'm putting you in awkward situations. Whereas if you sonic boom, at some point you have to jump, right, or block. Either way, anti-air or over the head. Okay? I'm catching you one way or another, right? I'm trying to just fuck up people psychologically, and I have to drop my ego also because it hurts my ego to just know that that's what I'm doing.
So now, how did you first get into gaming?
Oh, that's a great question. I feel like when I first got into gaming, it was a Super Nintendo.
Super Nintendo.
That was the first one. Yeah, it's.
Do you remember the game?
Street Fighter 2.
Really?
Street Fighter 2. That's the reason I got into gaming. It was that, and I was playing that in Killer Instinct.
Okay.
Right. So I was playing those two, and I was playing Donkey Kong and Super Mario. But that was the first console my parents could afford to buy me. And my brother and I, we had a shared room, beds on the other side, and in the middle we had the TV, and we just. That's all we did. It's Street Fighter, Killer Instinct, Street Fighter, Killer Instinct. And I just grew up on fighting games, so I didn't grow up to be like first-person shooter kind of thing, or because then when it evolved to like the Nintendo 64, I was playing Perfect Dark. I don't know if anyone knows that game.
Yeah.
I was playing a lot of that shit. I was playing.
Then you had GoldenEye.
In GoldenEye, that's right. And that's where I got my intro to Smash. Right. So I was initially a Fox player in Super Smash 64, and then that evolved. I use Falco now, or Wolf, if I'm getting in that saga of characters going. But yeah, man, that's how it started. It's my parents afforded it, and at one point surprised us with it, and a Game Boy Color for Christmas. That was a good fucking year, right? We had the little plug-in USB lamp on the side and stuff, and we were playing Pokemon Red for me, and then Pokemon Blue for my brother.
Well, was that purple? What color was that?
It was purple.
Yeah,
it was
Game
purple.
Boy
That's
Color,
right, Game Boy Color.
Perfect handheld. Yeah.
Yeah, man, it was a good year. It was like my birthday was Super Nintendo, and then for Christmas it was a Game Boy Color. Yeah,
That's a good year.
that was a fucking great year, man.
That's a great year. Nah, I love it. Yeah, my first encounter. So, like, I remember, and I'm older than you. So, like, the very first thing that we've ever had console-wise that actually counts as a game was my father had this device, and it was 3 knobs on one side and 3 knobs on the other. You plug it into the TV, and basically it was like Pong. Where, you just have the dial, and you move the thing up and down, and you just playing against the opponent. So that was the very first thing.
Really?
And then Omar, he had Atari 7600.
I don't even know what that is. I mean, I know what an Atari is. I have one now.
So that was the one before the one I had, which was like the 2600. Oh. But then, you're still playing. It's a joystick, 8-way joystick, 1 red button.
Oh shit!
That's all you get.
You had that fighter jet. Controls, right?
Literally, and honestly, that's all I knew. And then I remember, so I lived on the 17th floor. He's actually the oldest, longest friend that I have. Like, okay. I've known him before I've known him, meaning, like, I remember being in the elevator with my father. He's in the elevator with his father, and we're just so young, we don't even say anything. We're just, going home. And one day, because I'm on the 17th floor, he's on the 16th floor, somehow get invited to his house or whatever. So I go to his crib. He's got Nintendo. Ooh. He's got, like, Nintendo Entertainment System. I've never seen Super Mario Brothers in my life. So I'm coming from, like, this Atari 2600 to, like, Nintendo.
It's a whole different world, huh?
And I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, there's Mario and all the colors and the sounds, and then he had, like, Excite Bike. Like, literally, like...
So how big was that jump for you? Because at that point, I'm assuming you only knew the Pong game, right? To, like, there's colors and there's there's concepts out there that's outside of the Pong world I've been living in. How did that feel?
Atari 2600, they did had some cool games, but it was still just a big leap forward. So it's almost like let's say you went from a Game Boy without color to, like, a Nintendo or something like that. Okay. It was a
pretty big jump.
It was a pretty significant jump. So, like, I when I got home, I mean, I must have sounded like a child who felt abused and shortchanged. Because I'm like, Mom, like,
what the fuck is this, Mom?
Yeah, like, we got you're telling me that something like the Nintendo Entertainment System's out in the world and I don't have it.
Yeah. Wow. Like, and how old were you at this point?
I mean, maybe 10 years old,
wow.
8, 10, so very young.
Yeah.
And so I got it for Christmas, most likely. And every Christmas, all I wanted was whatever new console was coming out. So, like, I literally went from, I'm an OG gamer. Like, I went from Nintendo, then I had a Sega Master System, then a Super Nintendo, then a Sega Genesis, then a Turbo Graphics. I mean, if you go down the list, like...
Did you have all of them? Most of them?
You know what? I stopped. So after Turbo Graphics, and then I got the Turbo Graphics 16 CD player. Now, people aren't even gonna know, like, what this was, but like Street Fighter was actually, like, my first love. Like, when it comes to, like, and I'm talking about,
it's tough to beat.
I'm talking about Street Fighter 1. Like, I had a $2 allowance, so that got me a slice of pizza for $1 and then 4 quarters. And that was when I could go to Carvel, I go to ice cream shop across the street. They had Street Fighter. It was 1 quarter to play, and arcade games are like relentless. So if you're not good, that dollar goes.
You're off the sticks immediately.
So it got to the point I'd beat the game on an entire quarter, and then people would try to challenge me, and then they couldn't beat me, so they couldn't get me off the game. So then sometimes, Street Fighter turned into like real street fighting.
Yeah. Bro, you're about to get uppercut for real.
Like it gets real when you got this little kid that won't get off the game and you can't beat him.
Yeah. I mean, shit, bro. I mean, if you're on, you're on. It was similar for me, right? Because I could argue that it was Street Fighter 2, my first love, but also it was Marvel versus Capcom at the arcades.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So there was this in the corner of where I used to live. There is a back in Mexico. There was a paper store, and in that paper store there were 3 arcade machines.
You got newspapers and magazines.
Newspapers, magazines, notebooks, pens.
Okay.
Like just like a school supplies ish type of like you can make prints. Or whatever. And they had 3 arcade machines in the back, and my brother and I would go there with a few pesos and stuff, and we would play Marvel vs. Capcom, we would play King of Fighters, and we would play Mega Man. And
Mega Man was in arcade.
Mega Man was in the arcade.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever played the arcade version.
Yeah, and it was good, but we stuck to the fighting games, right? I think when it came to the Mega Man world, we actually really got into it in the Super Nintendo with Mega Man X, right, where they killed Zero. And I hope that's not a spoiler anymore, right? But they killed Zero, and my brother and I were crying. But we got that upgrade on the suit, right? Because of it. So, and that Powerball shit. But we would go to the back and we would play that, and we would also play, I think it was called like Soccer 2000 or something like that, which is like a popular arcade game where we were at. But we couldn't get off the sticks. It was like, if I wasn't on the sticks, my brother was on the sticks, right? And then people would come, they would just filter in and out, but then it got to my brother again, and it was just between me and him, and then we would run the circle again. And same shit, people get mad, you know what I'm saying? Until the girls came, and then we just left the arcade. It just left with the little girls and stuff.
Oh, there you go, Pablo.
I mean, we were like 12, bro.
That's when you weren't scared to talk?
No. I was still terrified. I think that might have been the genesis of everything at this point, right? Because I remember the girl I used to think was cute. I forgot her name. She was like, ugh, to me, and I was like, oh, okay, that's why you don't talk. And I think that might have been it. You know what? You might have just resolved the fucking some childhood trauma there for me. I think it was So I don't know between Marvel vs. Capcom or Street Fighter 2. I don't know what was they were both fighting games.
Yeah.
But I don't know what did it for me. It was just something about them that I'm like, I can't stop playing these games. They're addicting.
Well, in terms of my competitive career, Marvel vs. Capcom 2 was the genesis of me playing competitively. And it started, I was at University of Florida at the time, and we had a spot called the Rights Union. So it was like the arcade, the bowling alley, Little Caesars. And
it's a good spot.
And we would just like, I had the game on the Sega Dreamcast, which was great because it was like a perfect 1-to-1 port, and we were just playing in the arcades. And
hell yeah.
And it was one of those times when our little crew, we thought we were the shit. We took a drive to because every little town had like their own players. And I remember we went to like Orlando, and there was a dude named Edgar, and I forget the other guy's name. I mean, they washed us up. That was like, because one of them had like that was the first time.
On Marvel vs. Capcom 2?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was the first time I saw like Sentinel being played like they play Sentinel.
Yeah.
Talking about like unfly combos and all of that. And we were still using I was using like Spider-Man, Guile, Iceman, like just low tier teams that I thought was cool. And no, they were using like Storm, Sentinel, Cyclops. Or
like
Storm.
Then you had the mashups.
Yeah. And I was like, so we had to lick our wounds and go back. And it was like, okay, it's time for us to like level up. But was Absolutely, because it's kind of like everybody's like the man in their hood.
I feel that.
And then you go somewhere else and you're like, oh, okay. And yeah, it was like a pride thing. But again, it helped us level up. And what's so wild was at the time, I had a music store out there called DBS Sounds. Shout out to Tobago. We were franchising the business from him, and he's still in business in Georgia now. One of the last mom and pop places for LP, vinyl, and everything.
Wow.
But had a music store out there, and we were hosting tournaments inside the music store. So, and everybody's bringing their big CRTVs, their Sega Dreamcasts. And you know what's so wild is if you kind of pay attention to fighting games, like you'll hear names like Justin Wong and Ricky Ortiz and Daigo, but like Justin Wong, Ricky Ortiz, and Sanford Kelly flew down from New York to one of our tournaments in Florida.
That's fucking wild,
like we
bro.
got to the point where we was popping, and it's not even because we were competition. They're like, yo, we just gonna take their money.
Bro, you know what we should do? I think that should be a something we do with this podcast. We're gonna have an Unculturable tournaments.
Unculturable tournaments?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
We're gonna figure that out, but we're gonna run some tourneys somehow, right? Where it's like, hey, show up. We'll record the show. We'll fucking play some tourneys and shit like that, because I do like that. I mean, I follow J1 a lot, and he does this thing where he basically travels and is around the streets with a monitor, right?
Yeah.
Have you seen him get handled on Super Smash? Bro, on Street Fighter. Sorry, I'm so sorry. On Street Fighter, my boy got handled.
Yeah, it was one video,
So
and he's
random.
playing like Street Fighter 2 or Super Street Fighter 2, and like. But it's been people that's like never stopped and like leveled up exponentially, and yeah, he was doing some crazy
There's
stuff.
sleepers out there, bro.
Yeah.
That's what I've come to realize. I'm like, you don't have to be a big name to like do some damage to some like big people, right? Because this dude was like, hey, you trying to play? Just throw him a remote. On a, like, not even I don't even think it was an arcade stick. It was a fucking remote, and whooped his ass and walked away. He was like, all right, cool. Shook hand and bounced. I'm like, yo, like, my boy's a sleeper. Like, he could be winning tournaments.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
He was that good.
I mean, if you beat Justin Wong, then yes.
Bro, J1, and I think it was a sweep.
Wow.
I think it was a sweep. I might be mistaken. I need to look for the video, but I think it was a sweep. I think J1 might have got one, but it was just like, it was dominant.
Wow.
It was just dominance. And he just like, I don't even think he could believe it, because he was like, and then the camera guy was like, you just beat him. You just beat Justin Wong. And he was like,
Probably didn't even know.
he didn't even give a fuck, bro. He was like, all right, man, I got to bounce. You know, like I'm trying to get on that level.
I got to test in 20 minutes.
Yeah, like I'm trying to get on that level. Like I think once we get this like, you know, nice little cadence going, and everything at work seems to be like a little more settled, I'm definitely gonna get back into like gaming hard.
I'll have to get my Twitch channel popping again.
Yeah, we're gonna have an Unculturable Twitch.
Let's do it.
Bro, I'm telling you,
Let's do it.
Yeah, we should have like online matches, invite people over.
Yeah, well, one of the things that I say, like, if the technology we have today existed back then,
Oh shit.
in my head, I tell people I would have been the first Kai Cenat.
I agree.
And
I don't know. I've been pushing this man to do something in that realm for over a year. Where, I mean, you know, I have said, I'm like, hey, bro, you should be streaming. For as good as he is on Street Fighter, like he's not a little bitch on Street Fighter. Like, you're good. You're really good.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
you should be competing good. And, you know, you might disagree. He should be competing. You need to be streaming something with gaming, bro. You're too good to just like, I'm just like, you're a sleeper. Technically, you're a sleeper too, right?
And you know what? There was a moment in time when I literally was streaming. I mean, I had my channel popping. This was when the Xbox, it was the Xbox One or the Xbox 360, but it was the one that came with the Kinect. So you already had a camera, and you can talk into the camera. So it was basically camera and audio. And that's when Killer Instinct came out.
I love
and
Killer
that was the
Instinct.
remake of Killer Instinct.
Yeah. How you got to be so good at fighting games, because there's this, you know, notion that to be that good or at a level to compete at Evo, you have to understand like frame data. You have to understand all these things that the normal player or the average Joe doesn't care about?
I think you just learn by doing. Like, so put it this way. Street Fighter 1 came out in, what, 1989, 1990?
Yeah.
So I've been playing fighting games for over 30 years. And when you think about fighting games, even though the moves and the characters change, there's a lot of very similar mechanics. You have your ground game, you have your air game, blocking, jumping, anti-airs, neutral. So I think just by doing that over and over and over again, you naturally start to develop a certain type of, like, what I would call a fighting game IQ.
Yeah, I do. I do agree with that.
So like, while you might pick up a stick, it's almost like chess or any other sport where if you've been on the field enough, you have an idea of, like, what your opponent's options are.
Yep.
And if they do this, how are you going to respond?
Right.
And so I think one experience gives you a naturally unfair advantage, but then I just also naturally have the other mechanics and skills that go into being so great.
Yeah, because what I get fascinated when I hear, like, Jay Wong speak, or any really good Street Fighter player or fighting game player ever. When they speak of, like, well, if you hit, like, a medium punch, whenever they wake up, it doesn't matter what they do, right? Technically, you're, like, that hitbox should hit, if you're this far away, I'm like, whoa. Right? It's like these people get obsessed with the details, and I think that's what makes them so good.
Yeah.
They're so fucking deep in that game, where it's like, hey, technically, it doesn't matter what you do, right? If I do a guy waking up, powered up flash kick, you're fucked. Right?
Yeah.
If you try to grab me, you're fucked. If you try to low putt, you're fucked. If you try to overhit, you're fucked, kind of thing. So I guess it's like knowing, I guess you're absolutely right. It's knowing what options you have at any given point, right? Like, let's say you have two options. Well, now you know it's between one or two, not 1 or 1,000 that the regular player. Well, should I wake up and just high punch? Should I wake up and just spam? Should I wake up and fireball? Should I wake up and grab? Well, it's like, if you start running through your options, you're paralyzed in the moment, versus I know I have one option, or I have two options that are safe.
Yeah.
You have less to deal with, right? Less shit to or more shit to default to.
And also, like, at that level, think about a real fighter. Not only are they sparring, but they're watching fights. They're watching their previous fights. They're watching their opponent's fights. So a lot of us, not only are we playing, but we're watching the tournaments. We're seeing what the top athletes or the top competitors are doing.
Yep.
So and to be honest with you, it's one of those things, like, when I was playing competitively, sometimes I'll just be sitting down and I'm going through scenarios in my head.
Yep.
Like, I'm thinking, like, man, why'd I lose that? And I was like, oh, because I was doing this and I was becoming predictable. Or my opponent was taking advantage of this weakness. And so it's...
So do you have to constantly reinvent yourself as a player? Because at high level, I've never played at the highest level, right? Like, I've never been at the Evo stage. You have.
Got 7th. I almost brought my stick up today because I knew we were gonna be talking about Evo, and I was gonna bring up my stick for getting 7th place at Evo.
7th place at Evo, bro. Like, that's fucking
the
wild.
first
Killer
ever
Instinct, right?
Killer Instinct tournament. Absolutely.
Yeah. So, like, whenever you play at that level, you can study your competition. Right? Because more than likely they stream, right? Unless they're a sleeper. So you can go like, okay, usually when they wake up, right, they do this. Or, hey, they play defensively. Or they're more of a counter player. Or, you know what, they're hella offensive and very aggressive.
Yeah.
Shit like that. So when you're in that type of situation, when you can't study a player or another player or your competition, right, then you can kind of work towards something. Well, I need to be more defensive or more aggressive, right? Or, hey, lean on my counters more, or just spam the fuck out and tire him out and wear him out. But what happens when you can't, right? What happens, for example, you and an average Joe or another sleeper person comes out. How do you measure out what you have to do? So you're like, you have no idea. You don't know anything about this guy except that he's good. How do you measure someone out? Like, how do you, like, get a feel for him or understand what type of player he is?
You just have to adapt quick. In most of these
But
instances,
is there like a default? Or maybe, you know what? We might cut this out because I don't want to be giving out your strategy, right?
That's fine.
but how do you fuck with them? Like, oh, if I do this and he does that, I know what kind of player he is. Is there like a go-to move set you have?
Well, you typically don't have the luxury when you're competing because let's just say you're in a tournament setting, you never played this guy before, and it's 2 out of 3. So you
just gather intel.
It's whoever wins the first 2 games. So at that moment in time, you're like, okay, I know what my character's moveset is. Okay, I am familiar with. Again, let's go to your character, Guile. So chances are, if my opponent is Guile, I already have an idea of what his play style and his moveset is. So I have an idea of what the best strategy for that player is.
Yeah.
And then you just have to respond and play appropriately.
Is that what you do typically? Because that's what I do. Because I'm like, all right, if I see another Ryu, right, or Ryu, or whatever people want to call him, it's like, I know what you're going to do. If you're a Blanca, I know what you're going to do. If you're a Ni Honda, I know what you're going to do.
Yeah.
Right? If you're a Sagat player now, I have past experience, but I can only assume you're going to be pretty fucking aggressive. Right? My boy has knee and hand uppercuts. So like, Tiger, that shit scarred me back in the day, right?
Oh,
like SF2, Tiger, and then,
the high, the
and
low.
the lows, bro. Like, yeah, he was like the back in the day Goken, because Goken with those fucking diagonal Hadouken. I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna get into that shit, but that's why he was one of my guys. But yeah, man, I'm just, again, super curious because, like, I feel like there's this level of technical expertise I have not been able to unlock, but mainly because I haven't played as much. But, like, another reason is, like, I don't know what I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do I know what question to ask? Like, how do you do more damage? I don't fucking know. Like, or how do I combine moves in the best way, or how do I have more patience, or how do I play this character better? Because I'm a pretty aggressive person on Street Fighter games or fighting games. Some would disagree in real life, but like, I don't know, man. I guess I'm just curious. Like, I don't know how you did it. Like, you just say, well, I've been playing 20 years.
Yeah, well,
you just learn shit like that?
Well, so you learn, and then nowadays you just watch footage. Like, so
Yeah,
put it this
that's
way,
true.
for Street Fighter 6, when a new character comes out, I'm not in the lab trying to explore, like, what are the best setups, what are the most damaging combos. I'll go look at Bon-Chan or Justin Wong or somebody who's like a pro, and I'm like, okay, in a matter of days, they've already optimized this character.
And so that's why I'm asking, right? Because so, like, damn, what's his name? Tim Buck something. It's like he's like world #1 Guile player.
Okay.
I'm subscribed to him on YouTube. I'm surprised, I'm blanking on his name. But, like, how quickly this guy adapts to anything. Like, I have videos that I've saved on my YouTube channel of him, no words, just gameplay.
Yeah.
And it's like 2 out of 3, and like they usually get him the first one, and then it's a sweep.
Yeah.
They get him the first, and it's sweep. So it's like he's just gathering intel, and okay, I'm gonna handle you now.
But and you're absolutely right. So you're asking me, and like there's levels. Cause let's go back to our Planet Fitness analogy. Like, I'm Planet Fitness fit. Like I'm that level when it comes to fighting games, because now I'll come across a Chris G or a Snake Eyes or a professional fighter online, and I might get like a round, maybe get a game, but then you can tell the difference in our skill level.
Yeah, that's scary.
Like, and it's just levels to it. So like I'm on a tier that's well above your standard or intermediate player, And so people be like, oh, you should compete at Evo. That's like you telling me, yo, you know what? You should go to the Olympia stage and compete in September or October.
But that's what it looks like because I'm that intermediate player, right? So it's like, that's what it looks like for me. Because like when I played you, I'm like, yeah, there's levels here, right? And it's like, I'm like, we are not in the same. We might be the same building. We're on different floors, baby, right? We're on different floors. And like, I didn't understand that concept until I played you, right? So whenever new characters come out, like for example, what you were mentioning earlier, it's how fast they can optimize those players to be competitive with them in the pro scene.
Yeah.
It's scary. So that's why I was like, is there underlying mechanics or a way of thinking that goes into character development or character playability that just everyone, like when you're at that level, they just know what they are. And like, okay, I need to figure out how to, this connects with that and this connects with that. And, you know, I'm good.
Yeah.
Or like these 3 combos are it. Or this, like, I don't know. Like I said, I'm not at that level. I'm super competitive and love gaming, but I'm just not that, I don't have that technical ability to compete at that level.
So, some people just have that talent. You think about quarterbacks and they just have this IQ on the field where they can just scan the field and it's like everything's in slow motion for them.
Yeah.
I imagine a lot, or you when you played soccer and you're on the pitch and you can just look and almost predict how everyone is going to move and decide where you need to be.
Yep.
These people, they just have that uncanny ability to be able to optimize characters, understand what their opponent's options are, and react to it in a favorable way.
You know what? That's a great analogy because, as a matter of fact, so I play soccer on Wednesdays. I just got that compliment last night. They're like, bro, and I quote, I mean, it was in Spanish, so I'll translate it, but it's, you don't panic. When I have the ball, I don't panic. There's a lot of people when you see, right, especially like new beginner and even like new advanced players, that they get the ball and immediately start running or just throw a pass or whatever the fuck it is. And it takes a skilled player to like not panic and not just want to move for the sake of moving or moving the ball, right? Sometimes going back is the best option. So for me, when I receive the ball, you're absolutely right. It's slow motion. I know the guy 3 feet from me is not going to do shit, right? Because I've been observing him all game. I know he's not going to reach. And if he reaches, I'm going to juke the shit out of him. So like, and I already know where to go. So it's like, I guess you're right, man. I guess I have to compare it to, because I've been playing soccer my entire life. It's just like, even when I'm playing with new people, right? I'm observing what they're doing, seeing my surroundings. My IQ in the soccer field is pretty next level. So I don't panic because nothing is scary to me there anymore.
Yeah.
So I guess that's probably how they feel. Like, I've seen everything.
Exactly.
I've played every character. I know how this works.
They've played on the largest stages. They've competed for now millions of dollars.
Dude, I need to get into fucking gaming again, bro.
And so yeah, they're just like, okay, it's another day in office.
Yeah. Damn. I need, you know what? And speaking of Arcade Shock, when we went to, so Harold and I, another coworker of ours.
Buffalo Wild Wings, baby.
We went to Buffalo Wild Wings to watch my man compete in a Street Fighter tournament, which he did amazingly at.
I lost to the winner.
You lost to the winner, right? Which, I mean.
I lost to first and second place. So.
Yeah. But still, fucking, I was like, man, it's a Buffalo Wild Wings. How competitive can it be? They had fucking monitors everywhere. Man. They were competitive. Yeah. It was a scene, bro. It was awesome. We were having a great fucking time. And I did see a guy with the Arcade Shock backpack. And I did take a picture of it like a fucking creeper. And I looked it up, and I want one. It's for like when you throw arcade sticks in there. But the backpack was clean, had the Japanese letters, said Arcade Shock Pro, whatever the thing is. And it just looked like, it looked kind of like my North Face backpack, but it was like specifically for arcade sticks. And I'm like, I kind of want one now.
Yeah.
But I need to be a serious gamer. I just can't have that backpack and not do anything. Well, I need to be dangerous.
Well, sometimes you got to look the part, you know, in order to play the part.
Well, you know what, man? It's, if I look good, I perform well.
So, you know, we've worked with Coach Prime for the Google Chromebook campaign, and one of his sayings is, when you look good, you feel good. When you feel good, you play good. When you play good, they pay good. Yep. So get yourself that arcade backpack, and that'll probably be
because you have to perform, right? I feel like that's the level, that's the standard you're setting. Is like, yo, I can't look like a fucking chump right now, baby. I gotta put something on right now.
Well, much of any sport, whether we're talking about gaming or just life in general, it starts from your mind.
Yeah, I agree.
So when you feel good or you're in the right headspace, then you just show up differently, and that translates into your performance.
I agree, because like if you look at me when I'm getting ready to play soccer, bro, you think I'm going to the World Cup. I'm not showing him in a fucking kit, right? I'm not saying that. I'm not that guy, right? Like I've seen videos of like hoopers in LA going in full Chicago Bulls out, you know. I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. But I just throw on a jersey. I like, you know, I always clean my cleats. I make sure that they're all nice. I don't like dirty shit. I like to, I don't know, I just like to like look the part.
And honestly, that's why I even invest in good workout clothes.
Yeah.
Because if it fits a certain way or makes me look a certain way, my workouts are that much better. And it's all and it's really just mental, because I do not wear, I mean, I'll be in running shoes, and if you know me, I don't run. If I run, you run too. Trust me, because
something's happening.
Because it's danger.
I feel like it's usually like, I'm not saying a point of contention, but people don't typically agree. They're like, well, if you're there, you're there to do that thing, just do that thing. Who cares about how you look? For example, I'll give y'all an example, and I keep bringing this soccer shit up, but I haven't played soccer in a long time, right? At least it had been a decade that I've like played. And I started playing recently here in LA. And my wife knew what that meant. So I got like indoors. I got the new elites, the Copa Mundial ones, the Predators. And then I also got them in black. Because I'm like, well, you know, if
home and away.
Yeah, but hey, bro, it's like if I'm wearing
Home
white
and away.
socks, I like wearing like I'm a huge David Beckham fan.
I'm the same way, yeah.
So it's like I got like, hey, it depends on what I'm wearing.
Yeah.
Depends on the shoes I put on, right?
Yeah.
The cleats. So it's like if I'm yesterday I wore all black, but then I wore my white Predators. They stuck out.
Yeah.
Right. Last time I wore like lights and white shorts, so I put my black Predators on. And I got the nice fold over stuff. Because I'm like, again, it goes all into how I feel. And if I feel like I'm a pro and I feel like, yo, I'm here to fucking ball. I fucking ball. And it feels good, right? So, yeah, I've always been like that, man.
Sometimes you just got to intimidate the competition.
Bro, that half of it is optics, baby. Like, if I know I have to look semi-intimidating, right? I show up, first of all, and I have a soccer backpack, right? And then, not saying that tattoos intimidate people, but in the soccer world, usually it means like, yo, I don't know, for me, right? Because I look at Sergio Ramos and I look at a few others where they're like, yo, this guy is good. And there's something with like soccer sleeves and like soccer skills that just translate. And so you would imagine that, and then I pull up like 2 sets of Predators.
Yeah.
Like, who's this guy? So immediately they're gonna be like, okay, I'm taking one extra step back.
You already get it in their head.
It's already in their mind, baby.
Their head.
It's all about it's about brain fucking people, right? I'm like, all right, I'm just, again, and I also have been playing for a long time, so when you see me play, you can tell I've been playing, right? And again, I'm not to sound conceited or anything, but it's like I'm comfortable on a soccer ball. I'm comfortable on the pitch. And soccer doesn't scare me. I've seen everything. I've played at very competitive levels. Played college, played semi-pro. I've been around my aggressive players, the lazy players, the good touch players, the natural players, the and everything in between. So I'm super comfortable and nothing scares me. So I always looked unfazed. Wait, have you ever played sports?
Honestly,
like a basketball, football, anything?
So growing up in New York, everyone played basketball just for the simple fact that that's just what you do. There's basketball courts everywhere, you know, Lost Battalion, parks, wherever you go. So I remember playing, but I was just never great. And not only that, but I'm also like 5'8". So it got to the point where I'm like, all right, this shit sucks. But I love basketball, and I remember in junior high school, I wasn't on the basketball team, but I was the manager of the basketball team.
So you always had like a business.
So that allowed me to go to all the games.
No wonder.
Chill with Sean Barosi and my whole crew. That was nice, and get the perks without having to play. And I guess really what I always done was find my lane, but I think that's also why exercise, and I guess what you can say ultimately became bodybuilding, why that appealed to me, because that was what I seen as a sport that really spoke to me and something that I was good at.
Yep.
And I also love to do things that not everyone is doing.
Okay.
Like if everybody is doing it, I'm already a little disinterested.
So are you a contrarian by any chance?
Contrarian, please elaborate, just so I give you a
people that
good
go against
answer.
the grain usually. So like, oh, I see you guys doing that over there, so I'm gonna go do that over here on the other side.
Yeah, and you know what? It's because I grew up.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I think that's what it means, though.
But I understand your point. So whether right or wrong, I understand. And I grew up in the era of contrarians.
Okay.
And what I mean by that is when you think about rap music and hip hop in general, everyone had a very unique sound. They had a very unique look, and that's what they took pride in, and that's how they identified with themselves. It was about their own uniqueness. If you had a rap cadence of somebody else, you was biting. Like you wouldn't, that's why, and that's why we have so many greats that just all sound different. Nas doesn't sound like Biggie. Biggie doesn't sound like Jay-Z. Nori doesn't sound like Capone.
Yeah, no one sounds like
Big Daddy Kane, LL Cool J, Will Smith. Everyone had their own style, their own look. Don't get me wrong, when it came to fashion, that started to blend a little bit. But it was all about uniqueness. So even, when I used to rap and we had a whole crew, like...
You used to rap?
I used to rap.
No, this is new to me.
I used to rap. And again, I always understood my lane. So this is a funny story. I retired from rapping in 1996.
Okay.
And
so you were still young, though.
I was still young. So I retired from rap when I was 16. And I was on the train on my way to go visit a friend in the Bronx, and I was listening to Nas, It Was Written. And I was like, I will never be as good as Nas.
Oh, so that's the bar you set immediately.
I was like, Nas, like hands down, he's my GOAT. And I was listening to It Was Written. I loved Illmatic, but it was something so special about It Was Written. And I was like, I'll never be this good.
Wow.
Moving on.
I mean, dude, Nas is arguably the GOAT.
Yeah.
I love Nas myself. My GOAT is a little different. It might seem a little new school, but I think the person that I'm like is just different in rap for me. Very versatile, dynamic in the ranges where he's at. The types of music he makes is J. Cole.
J. Cole? Mm-hmm.
I think he's just a great lyricist, like an amazing lyricist. Like every song just sounds fucking so different. Like he goes, because he's not a singer. And you can tell he's not a singer, but when he sings, it sounds good. For me, at least.
You wouldn't have a J. Cole without Nas.
I agree, right? But yeah, it's.
But for the next era, so when you talk about there's going to be these eras where you talk about the three kings. So it's always who's the best MC, Biggie, Jay-Z, and Nas. And then you fast forward when they're like, who's the best MC, Cole, Drake, or Kendrick.
Mm-hmm. And so where do you stack Eminem in that? Because he's in between those.
Yeah,
he's in between Nas, Jay-Z, and them in back in the day, and then like the Kendricks and J. Cole's now.
Yeah, it was a different era because if you're speaking about Eminem, now you're and the more popular Eminem, not the D12 and
No,
8 Mile
no,
Eminem.
yeah.
You're talking about now he's released Stan and all of that.
Yeah.
So that's going to be the early 2000s, and then so what's interesting is if you think about who had. That's a tough one because that was also at a time where New York rap was, I don't want to say they were losing their touch, but you had more and more play from people in different parts of the world. So Atlanta, you had like Ludacris coming out, and you had Outkast and Goody
awesome.
Mob and people from that camp. And then when you think about it, and I mentioned Atlanta, and then later on was like Jeezy and everybody. But then you think about Mystical and everybody from like the No Limit crew.
Yeah.
So things started to transition where New York had. Like it was East and West. Like New York had the rap game in the chokehold. You did have some big figures on the West Coast, but then like the South started coming up.
Yeah, but I feel like there's just nothing like East Coast hip hop though.
There isn't.
For me, for me as a hip hop and rap fan, right? There's just no comparison. I hear West Coast rap, let's call it, or hip hop. And I hear East Coast, I'm sorry. There's no comparison.
And
like for me, like I love like Currency. I love Nas, right? I love Jay-Z. I love Rakim. I love like, oh my God, what's his name? I hate when I do these because I go blank usually when I talk here. But East Coast styled or East Coast influenced people for hip hop just do it for me. There's like, because I feel like there's more of a focus on lyricism, right? But then you're right, like now it's, there's a huge rise of Texas rap, right? I think Big X the Plug. Yeah, he's good.
That
or
Mexican OT.
Mexican OT, that's right. And then there's another kid that apparently like, he's coming up through the ranks too. But again, it has the same, it's almost like a Houston.
Yeah, shout out to Sauce Walker.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, from being from the East Coast, we gonna take him. We gonna claim him.
Why are y'all claiming him? Where's he at right now?
He's in Houston, but you can tell who his goats are when he raps.
That yeah, okay, yeah, because I was born in Houston, so I'm always a fan of Houston music. Period. And it's just different. Like Houston, like chopped and screwed. When I was hearing Paul,
I remember the first time I heard Mike Jones and Paul Wall and Chameleonaire. I was in Houston for a music convention, and it was something about being in Houston. Again, shout out to Bago at DBS Sounds because we were out there, as part of the Secure Coalition, and it's something about being in the city and hearing the music. And it was a time when like music was just in the air, and it created a certain energy. Yep. And yeah, when I got back to Florida, I literally was like, that's all I'm listening to because it was just such a vibe. It's its own genre to me, right? Like you can play 10 different songs. If you hide 2 Houston styled songs in there, I'm gonna find them. So when you say West Coast, again, you had Hieroglyphics, 93 to Infinity, Souls of Mischief, Del the Funky Homo Sapien, like some amazing music, but that's further north. If you're coming to West Coast, then you have like NWA. See, okay, this is why I ask you music questions, okay? Because like you can just hear my ignorance. I didn't even take it like that. I'm just like, me, West Coast is one thing. To you, it's like, well, what part? There's different regions. Okay, well, shit, dude. I had no idea. Because for me, Texas music, all except, I'll throw Houston in there. It has a feel and an energy to it, right? It's like you have a Cadillac, Impala, that shit, no top, right? You have syrup, you have cough syrup, and then you're just, white cupping it the whole time. Your double cups? Yeah. So, but it's the energy, right? East Coast energy, West Coast energy. But I was literally listening to Big X the Plug on the way here. I mean, shout out to Big X the Plug. He's been doing it. I mean, he has an amazing team working with him. I've had a lot of people reach out to me wanting to do some work with him, and I had to hit a lot of people with the "I told you so," because I was telling people about Big X the Plug. I say about 12 to 15 months ago, because he hasn't been out for that long.
No.
I mean, he's been on his grind for a minute, but in terms of like people who could have potentially heard him, it hasn't been that long.
Yep.
And I'm like, yo, this guy is next up. Get him now. And now people are like, yo, you think we can get him? And I'm like, that $40,000 budget ain't gonna cut it no more.
Yeah.
It's like 6 figures and up.
So you have a really good, this is a good transition point. Well, not transition point, but a good little segue of, you've always had a very good radar on you, right? I think that's probably one of the best things about you is, hey, this is hot shit, 6 months from now, a year from now, 18 months from, etc. How do you determine that? Like, whenever you assess somebody, whether it's music or art or any kind of, I don't even know how to classify that. Like, not just, let's not even just talk about music, but just in general. This person's gonna be at the top of the game or next in their respective field in this amount of time. How do you assess that? Like, how do you look at someone and be like, you know what, he has this X factor, right, that I think people are just going, over their heads right now. But watch, he's gonna be somebody. How do you do that? Because that's quite an ability.
I think part of it is like the ultimate cheat code was just the fortune of being an 80s baby. Okay. Like when you think about what's moving culture and what's going to be the energy and the thing that's moving the world, it all stems from what I lived and what I watched be born. So when you think about fashion, like it bugs me out that I'm in a gym and I see girls wearing outfits and I say like white girls in dirty ass Air Force Ones, which I think is just disrespectful because they should always be clean. But like, this thing that was like our culture and that we were creating from scratch and from passion, and not because it was cool, but because it was unconventional. And so that thing that we just lived, that was like our life, ended up becoming something bigger than I think anyone could have ever imagined. People never thought hip hop or rap music or this lifestyle was going to be what's influencing the largest K-pop stars and people from Japan to do music, the same way you look at like this, that I might not even be saying her name right, but you look at an artist named A-Witch or something, and she's on tracks with Jadakiss, trying to go bar for bar. So what happens is something that's very near and dear to me and something that I just naturally live and breathe, it's now a determining factor in terms of who's going to be hot, who's going to be worthy, when is their time coming. So that gives me just an unfair advantage naturally. But then it's about when you understand the business and you understand like the climates, now if I'm looking at an artist, sometimes it's like, okay, well, who is this artist signed to? Meaning if you have somebody, like if they're signed to Interscope, and I know they're one of like, don't want to give away all the secrets, but if they're going to be a priority for like a Steve Berman or a Jimmy Iovine, they're the ones that have been in the game for, before I was even born. So they have that radar that I can only hope to have one day. So sometimes it's like, who are those people looking at as the people they're going to push? Because how do you think I knew about like a Billie Eilish and was telling people about Billie before she was Billie Eilish, or a Gracie Abrams, or any number of artists across every genre? You start to understand who are some of the label priorities, who is the team behind them.
Yeah.
If, like, let's just say some Quincy Jones was working with somebody, you're like, oh, if Quincy Jones sees something, I mean, this the dude who
Right.
made Thriller.
So like, okay, so let's go back even one more layer further.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say they don't have a team.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say they're not signed to a label.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say they're nobody's priority at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
What is it about? Now let's just talk about music artists, because I'm super curious.
Mm-hmm.
What makes someone stick out? Like, oh, this person. Like, is it just pure sound? Is it tone of voice? Is it musical choice? Is it lyrics? Is it song composition? Is it engineering, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like sound quality? Is it look, right? Like physical appearance?
So now I have to, when you say stand out, do you mean what is it about this person that may potentially set them up for success?
Yes, that.
And
so, for example, because I believe you could also be an A&R. You're a man of many talents, right? So you're a video game fucking nerd, right? And then you also have this innate ability to gauge someone and be able to measure out potential success way before anyone else sees it. So, given that, right? When we're kind of knocking on that door, how do you determine whether, like, hey, I think this person is worthy to be someone, or could potentially, if they do these things right, depending on what that checklist is, they could be somebody in a year or 6 months or 2 years, right? We just have to build the right catalog. We have to build the right team. We have to set them up to the right record labels and stuff, and gain them visibility. If even that's a move now, right? Because I know a lot of artists are choosing to be independent. Yeah, you have I forgot what Logic's, I forgot what his name was, but he very openly talked about, do not sign, right? He constantly, 360 deals, this and that. So it's, let's pretend this artist that we're speaking of hypothetically doesn't want to sign and wants to be independent. But what do you think they would have to have, or you would have to see in them to be like, yes, they can? You don't need a label help. You can do this by yourself.
So I would throw talent out the window entirely.
Oh, shit.
And it would be about passion, work ethic, and authenticity.
So, damn, okay, I did not expect that. Why?
Because that's what it takes to succeed at anything. Think about what's on the radio now, or what we're exposed to, or the things that are going viral, and that's influencing human behavior, consumer behavior. It is not, or even, it is not the best stuff.
Yeah, no, it's not.
When you think about like the era that we came from, or the things that impacted us, so, you know, you go from like a Nas to, like, I don't know if you, and trust me, you probably didn't, but like there was the XXL freshman class.
Yeah, I know exactly.
And there was a point in time when, like, when you're talking, I mean, Jadakiss, Fabulous, Joel Santana, there were a lot of people that were on that freshman class 10, 20, 30 years ago. Well, probably not 30 years ago, but like, and you understand why, because they're still relevant today.
They felt flat. Those XXL freestyle ciphers and shit.
And no disrespect to anybody in this most recent freshman class, because I also understand that the music is not for me. Like, I'm the old head, so it's not for me. I'm not supposed to get it. But what's going to allow any of them to succeed is not the talent.
Yeah.
It's going to be, like, one, do they really own up to what they say? And is that really them?
Yeah.
And then do they have the passion and the work ethic? And are they going to grind? And are they going to just really believe in themselves and get it out the mud?
Yeah.
And if they do, guess what? They'll be fine, because that's how you have to get anything in life.
Yeah. Because I feel like the way I've been seeing it lately has been more about like shock factor.
Mm-hmm.
How crazy does this person look? Or how unique does this person look? And then like, it's like music is always second. Mm-hmm. At least, you know, I don't know about talent, because you have to have some talent. Some talent.
Mm-hmm.
But like you see, damn, damn, I'm terrible with names. What's the guy with the red hair that has like the little cross right here?
Trippie Redd.
Trippie Redd. I saw him in concert before. Anyone knew who Trippie Redd was. I went to a random fucking concert, my brother and my friend Johnson, at the Music Factory over there in Las Colinas in Dallas. And I'm like, man, who the fuck is this guy? But I think he has natural talent.
Mm-hmm.
He just has a crazy look to match it.
Mm-hmm.
But then nowadays, right, and this was like, 10 years ago?
Mm-hmm.
9 years ago? But now here is like what I'm seeing on TikTok, what I'm seeing on Instagram Reels is like, the music is shitty, but the look is unique. So people follow him to see, oh, I want to see more of this person, this weird ass looking person with no fucking eyebrows and weird shaved spots and like 8-part beard and like this weird ass clothes and chains everywhere and tattoos in their necks and their fucking eyeballs and it's less about the music and it's more about the look. So I actually, you know what? I actually kind of do understand what you're saying because I have noticed that pivot in, like, again, I think I'm starting to transition to the old head now, right? I'm 35 and I'm like, I don't get the new music. I'm like, it's not for me. I'm still defaulting back to Currency or like old Logic back when he was like on like the Young Sinatra shit. I'm defaulting to Jay-Z. I'm defaulting to Nas. I'm defaulting to Outkast, J. Cole, Eminem. Like music that was my time, that felt like it was lyrical and it meant something and it puts me in a mood. Nowadays is like music is like, I don't even understand what they're saying, right? It's auto-tune the fuck out. It's hella compressed. It was like radio edits. There is like they mean nothing. Like it literally means nothing. Like I don't feel any type of way. I'm not, you know, I mean, and maybe this is a little too telling for me, but like if you put some like real hip hop for me, I get in a state of mind that like I'm unfuckwittable, right? Or like I throw some like old school house or EDM right before I'm about to play soccer. Or, bro, I'm like, I feel like I'm on cocaine, right? Or like, but like music.
Say no to drugs.
Say no to drugs, please. And like, there's music that when I listen to like jazz, I listen to a lot of jazz music. I listen to classical music when I'm cooking usually, and I'm at ease, right? So I feel something when I'm listening to music. And any one of these stages, I'm big against the plug. I wanted to just fucking shoot somebody. I wanted to roll my window down and shoot somebody. But like I feel like in these moods or like, and nowadays I'm listening to shit and I'm like I don't feel anything. So I don't know if that's me transitioning to an old head or just not understanding this new wave of music.
I think we're in an era of fast everything.
Yeah.
Fast fashion, fast music, fast. Things are just so consumable and then move on.
Yep.
Like, I remember listening to Mobb Deep's The Infamous, which is my #1 favorite hip-hop album of all time.
It's a good one.
And I listened to it. You're talking about having something on repeat for months, if not over a year. Like, it was literally the soundtrack to your life because you put it in, flip the tape over, flip the tape over, flip the tape over. And when you had this music, you actually sat with it and you listened to it and you consumed it and digested it and lived it. And now it's like, and I'm just as guilty of it. It'll be some of my favorite artists, like, you know, Westside Gunn, Benny the Butcher. Music comes out so quick, like, I can't wait to hear it. And like, put it this way, like the Clips album, amazing album, probably arguably the best album to come out this year. I've only listened to it maybe 4 times. And honestly, like, I need to listen to it about 96 more times because I want to. But just the way you're everything is just competing for your attention now.
Yeah, man.
And so
we're in that world though, right? Like social media, TikTok, instant, like fast videos.
Yeah.
Right? Back in the day it was movies and long episodes. Now it's how short can you get your content?
Yeah, like I remember just literally watching The Box and you're looking at, and you may not even, do you know what the box is? So the box was a channel. It was like a jukebox channel.
No.
And you're just watching the channel, and it'll just show you a number and the name of a song, and that represented a music video.
Really?
And you would just wait until you'll be like, yo, I want to see that new naughty, that 2 Live Crew, Me So Horny. Somebody please call in and push 554. You would think you was like playing the numbers or something, like 554. And you know, the music video would come on, and you would watch music videos all day and over again, and you would just, you had limited access.
Mm-hmm.
Now you have an entire world of music in the palm of your hand.
Yeah.
And not only now is it music, it's movies, it's short form content, long form content, books, pictures, you name it. So
I just found my old iPod. like I need to aux in
yeah,
iPod.
I had a Zune, you know, the Microsoft Zune. And nowadays, like the music is different, but also the business model has changed.
Oh yeah.
So if you want to be a relevant artist now, I hate to say it, but in some instances it becomes less about your music and more about just your entertainment value for the fans.
I mean, I've heard that, tell me if I'm lying or if you heard something different, but I've heard that now when you approach a label or anything, entity like a label, you have to show like social media numbers. Like, can you push? Can you sell? Mm-hmm. If we were to throw you on this venue, would you know, what's that conversion rate look like on you? Right? Mm-hmm. Everything's so transactional, where like back in the day, it's like, it used to be how many CDs you can sell. Right now, there's like CDs is not going to play anymore.
Honestly, back in the day, it was somebody just seeing you and be like, oh, if I put my knowledge and expertise and a little bit of money behind you, I can make you a star. Mm. And you don't have artist development anymore. Yeah, or you do, but that's going to be reserved for like some of the larger labels and very boutique instances. So nowadays, it's not about, hey, I see potential in you, let me put my machine behind you and really lift you up. It's more so, honestly, by the time you're getting a label deal, it's probably a bad idea to say yes. Right. Because you've already built the infrastructure on your own.
The fan base.
So unless you're able to cash out on a nice check, that you don't have to recoup. Yeah. Like if it's not in advance, it's like, hey, just take this. Yeah. Then it's probably a bad idea.
Yeah, I agree, man. It's rare the times where I saw, for example, I met Logic and hung out with Logic before he got signed to Def Jam. I was at the concert at the House of Blues across from Hooters when he told everyone, I just got signed by Def Jam. Wow. Right? And
it's history.
It's history. And I remember, it's hard to remember a time where an artist got signed by a label and got better. Right, that was back in the day, it seemed, right? Where it's like, oh, your music was shitty, so they saw potential. They sharpened you up with some kind of artist development in terms of like maybe getting you better writers, right, or helping you write better, getting you better producers, better recording studios, etc. And nowadays, it's like you need a mic, you need Logic Pro, Pro Tools, any one of these things, and buy a preset, right? Or now, for example, on Adobe Audition, they have presets for artists. Oh, slap one of these bad boys on, and now you can publish your own thing on Spotify. There you go. You're your own artist. You don't need a label to get from A to Z, right? From you to a consumer, because you can do it in one fucking day. You can do a song a day thing, right?
Who are you telling?
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Right. And now it's even gotten faster. Right, like, so it's we've reached a point where like full artist autonomy is here. Mm-hmm. So what would be, and let's say you build up this social media presence, you have your fan base, you have your own recording process and engineering process and distribution process. What is the need for a label anymore? like you have so you have virality built into social media platforms that can help you elevate and push to a bigger fan base, right? You can sponsor, right? So you can run own media strategies and outreach strategies and whatever. And if you already have the production process in place, and you don't need, right? And now we have tools like what are all these sampling things? You can now sample music. It's easier. You have AI to make music. You have all this shit. So production is not a problem anymore. Right? Distribution is not a problem anymore, which was the biggest label help you could get. What would possess an artist nowadays to go the label route? More money?
Yeah. The thing is, labels still have strong relationships, and I don't want to say they're necessarily gatekeeping, but if you have a relationship with a label, you may be able to get on the radio. So, because they're going to have larger teams, you might also be able to get more sync licensing. You may have, because these labels,
or get you into venues, right?
Yeah, because I mean, I still work closely with all of the labels, and like, so they're steadily shopping their artists. They're hitting me up like, hey, you know, we're able to bring this person on tour. We're looking for brand partnership opportunities. Do you have any brands that are willing to sponsor this event or that event? So you do have a team of people who are now working in your best interest. So you are going to have people that are working to get you on radio, that's going to help you with brand partnerships. And you may not have that team or that expertise, because not some people have the talent. A lot of times think about an inventor. An inventor invents, but they don't know how to market. So sometimes you still need help with, okay, I am the product, but I just know how to create this. I don't know how to necessarily market it. Yeah, and
that's fair.
And labels can help with that. And even if you're already somewhat good with marketing, they just have a wider reach. They can get you
That's
on.
Fair enough.
They can get you on bigger tours. They can get you in better festivals. You might be going national. You might be going international. And it's not to say that it can't.
Maybe collabs too, right? Within inner.
And it's not to say that it can't be done independently, but you do have a team of experts whose business it is to sell you.
Yeah, I mean.
And so you just want to make sure the paperwork is right, because what they need to understand is if you're being signed, you are the product, and meaning their job is to make money off of you and not necessarily make you money. Right,
exactly, right, because you're making them money. They're not necessarily making you money, right? I don't know, man. I've heard nightmare stories. So, like, I've always been super curious about the music industry, because I've dabbled in music myself and I love it, but something about it just seems dark, right? And it seems like if you're not business savvy, you're gonna get fucked immediately. And that's a scary thing when someone just wants to create and wants to have like a wider net to throw at people, or like just music to throw at people in general. So it can seem scary and daunting. So I totally understand why some artists might be seeking the independent route, right? Like, hey, you know, because it also goes into play of what's too much. It's why do you want to make more money? Let's say you're completely funding yourself as an artist, and you have a good fan base, and people buy your shit, and you have merch, and you do little shows around town, and you and the streaming royalties come in, and it's more than enough to keep going. It's what's enough, right? Like, oh, I want 15 million. I don't want this 4 million. I want 15.
Why not? But
which is fine.
And that's never an answer for us to determine for someone else.
I know, but I try to put myself in their shoes of, like, you know, the story of Icarus always comes into mind. It's this bitch wanted to keep flying higher and higher, and eventually got burnt. Yeah. Right? It's like, how close do you want to get to that sun? It's like, if you have enough, like understanding when enough is enough, or like, hey, this is good. This is great. I've already achieved more than statistically probable, you know, it was for me to achieve. I understand why people want more, because I'm that type of person. But I also understand that is a double-edged sword.
Or just don't fly towards the sun.
Bro, there's no other way to fly. You fly, you're flying towards the fucking sun, right? This is a 2D thing. It's like, it's for the metaphor to hit.
If you can fly, just don't go in that direction.
Just fly the other way, motherfucker.
Fly towards the moon.
Yeah,
The sun and the moon are up at the same time all the
it's
time,
a weird
regardless.
concept, but you know what? It's a good concept to end on, right? Maybe I would like to hear about you guys if you have any stories or any Street Fighter fighting game stuff. If you're interested in the tournament, or just what you think about the episode, as a whole.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things that I want us to do with this podcast, because we do have like a lot of random areas of expertise and knowledge, and there's going to be times where we don't necessarily go as deep in any one thing as we can.
For sure.
So to be honest with you, if there's anything that you want us to like elaborate on, ask the question in the comments and we can have the conversation there.
Yeah.
Because
it seems like a pivotal point. You know what? We should ask for questions, and we take 10 to 15 minutes an episode and answer user questions.
Mm-hmm.
We should do that. Like, hey, what do you guys want to know, or what have you heard from us that you want to know more about, or what should we dig deeper into, etc. We'll do our research. Mm-hmm. We'll do what we have to do. Yeah. We'll talk some shit.
Or one of the things that I'm realizing is we'll say something, but we like I talked about my video game history, but I know people are gonna be like, hey, but you didn't mention this or you didn't mention that.
Hit us up.
So
because someone already hit us up saying that my boy is a teacher's pet too. Someone already outed him. So like nothing's gonna stay too hidden for too long.
I mean, don't get me wrong, because the dude who also called me a teacher's pet, that's my bro, and he actually reminded me that I used to help him with his math homework.
Ooh.
So absolutely. It's a difference between handing in the homework and then having the knowledge to do it.
I feel you, man.
So I definitely always had the knowledge, even when I chose not to prove it.
Dude, I'm with you on that. So ask us questions. We'll answer them. We'll take time out of our podcast time to answer these questions and make sure you guys are getting what you want from us. Because we do bounce around a lot. We do be bouncing.
Yeah.
We do be bouncing.
But that's the whole point. Yeah. We're just chilling. Now that we're not in the office, I mean, we don't even get a chance to see each other like that. So it's more like
catching up.
Our weekly catch up, our bi-weekly catch up. So make sure you like, make sure you comment, definitely subscribe. Let's get those numbers up.
About it. Tell your friends about us. Because, foreshadowing, right? They're going to be playing this clip in a year. I hope.
No,
but
they will be.
We're next. I'm calling it. I'm not trying to sound like that, but I'm calling it, bro.
Talk your shit, Pablo.
You know what I'm saying? The universe loves us, man.
Everything's
been working out.
Everything's
been working out. Everything always works out the way it should go. Everything happens for a reason. So hit us up, man.
Yep. So
Episode
on
3.
that note, peace.
Peace.